I just want to say why we're doing this and put it into context. As many of you know, Peter and I have been MPs here for 12 years. When I was first elected, and I represent the eastern bit of Worthing, which is where we are, and the whole of Ada district, I said that I would hold a monthly meeting, report back meeting, different places around the constituency, where anybody can come along, any constituents. I would say what I've been up to for the previous month in Parliament, and anybody could ask me any questions, raise any points that they wanted. I did a few of those meetings, and I really like doing those sort of meetings. And after a few, it became quite clear the only people coming to those meetings were local councillors from my party and local party members out of a sense of loyalty, which wasn't what they were all about, so I stopped doing them. I would like to be able to do them again, but it took the scandal, in inverted commas, of the MP's expenses issue to get people to start to take an interest and come out on the streets in politics again.
My purpose today, and my purpose most days, is not to do with party politics, to try to talk about what we're actually after, which is to reduce the avoidable disadvantages, stress and handicap, and improve well-being, some sort of mixture of wealth and welfare. I agree with Tim that often if you can make politics very local, you get much more of a response. If, for example, there's a water mains burst during a water strike, and you call a meeting at an hour and a half notice, you'll get 95% of people affected there, because it really affects them. There are issues which affect the town and district enormously, like, for example, the colleges. To have Northbrook College still using huts which were rescued after the Great War in Southampton Docks. To have Worthing College, built for 600, now having 1,500 people, with half their classes taken in huts again, not quite so old ones. Told you to apply for the money, and the money just gets shut off, and what's more, the cost of preparing those bids get put on the college budget so they don't look so they're financially run well. Those are big issues for us, rather like the one where the Worthing Herald and other local media, but mainly the Worthing Herald, helped us to make sure that when the chief executive of the Strategic Health Authority turned up to the pavilion, she was greeted by 6,000 people.
I want to turn all the negativity around the recent resurgence in politics into something more positive. I think what's happened over the last few months has been deeply, deeply damaging. I think we can apportion blame to certain areas, and if you want to raise questions about that, absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, like them or not, and people haven't liked politicians for many centuries. When the House of Commons burnt down in 1834, people were standing on the south bank of the Thames cheering, apparently. So things haven't changed a lot, one could say, over the last 175 years. But like it or not, we have politicians in this country, be it at local level or be it parliamentary level, who are elected by the people to represent the people and to make laws, to pass regulations and everything else. So unless we're going to go to a non-party state or some form of dictatorship, we have to have a democracy with elected officials. And I want local people to be more involved in that than they have been.